Hey guys, I'm Tanner over at Spotlight Studios, and today I'm going to show you how to go from this to this. And this is a nice, like, hazy glow kind of effect we have going on, and so I'm going to show you how we edited it. So, we're going to go in here, and the first thing I like to do is just copy the layer just so you're not like destructive to the image, so that you can always kind of see where your edits are at and kind of gauge on what needs to be added, what needs to be subtracted, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, so first things first, I'm the realist. Okay. We're gonna duplicate the layer. We're gonna go in and select gradient map. And oh, that's kind of cool. And we're gonna select the gradient that's black to white. And after we've done that, we're gonna go and click this, and we're gonna mess with these markers here. So first, we're gonna put 1, and we're gonna put that at the halfway point, so the location is gonna be 50%. We're gonna choose black, and for brightness, our marker was at 50, so we're gonna have the brightness at 50%. And we're gonna do the exact same thing in between 0 and 50, so that's 25. Okay, go in here, choose color, go make that brightness 25%. We're gonna set another marker at the 75 mark, go into the color, we're gonna put the marker for 75% brightness. So now we have something that looks like this, and we're gonna go to the layer blending mode and go down all the way to luminosity. And the reason we did that is because photos, I think, are best displayed when it's the purest black and the purest white. And when we do this gradient map, it helps us find that point. Okay, so we're gonna go into here and we're going to mess around with the settings until you're gonna get that dark contrast. Make the face a little softer, bring up the whites a little bit, and then we'll get something like that. Now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna duplicate that layer again, and this time we're gonna go in and we're just gonna focus on the highlights of the face. And we wanna get that kind of like glossy, bright look. So we're gonna keep on adjusting these markers. We're almost there. And just like a side note while doing this, you don't want the markers too close to each other, or else it won't blend well together. Like if you do it something like that, it's too harsh. So that's, as we can see, that gives it a lot more depth. And we're even gonna do that one more time. And now we're really gonna focus on just the cheekbones and the bridge of the nose, all of that. So, like that. And now what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna go to the mask and go to image, adjustments, and invert. So now we can see I undid that, and we wanna go in with our brush. I'd probably do, just to start off, like 25% opacity. And we're gonna go through here. Let's turn it up a little bit more. We're gonna go in here and actually paint the highlights of their face. Yeah, that's looking nice. Even do it more, so turn it down a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna go down to this bottom layer, and we're going to duplicate it again, which I did here. And this time you're going to change it to screen. And now this kind of gives that nice, like, bright effect, not too much. And we can even go down on the opacity, depending what you like, but that's looking pretty good so far. Now we're gonna go to the adjustments layer, and we're gonna add a curve onto this. And we want to get some nice dark contrast in here. And I would say to try and make it as contrasted as you can without losing any of the information. We want to see the pores, we want to see everything going on in the face, as well as the background, but we want to try and make the background as dark as we can while keeping those highlights. If we wanted to, we could go up a little bit right there. Okay, so that's looking really good so far. Now that we have that figured out, we're going to go back down to this layer where our photo is at, and we're going to duplicate it again. And now we're going to go in and get this kind of hazy string kind of effect going on that we have. Okay, so we're going to select this screen layer, and we're going to go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. And this is where we get that kind of hazy effect going on. It's looking real nice. I'd say keep it around the 40 area. Like this is way too much. It's kind of blurring out the details and this isn't enough, so I'd keep it around the 40 area. Now we're getting that nice hazy effect. And so if we go back to this photo, you can see this motion blur going on, and I'm going to show you how to add that. So select on this layer that we were working on and go to Filter, Blur, and Motion Blur. And let's see, around 220 is good. We'll set that, and then we'll go in again, and let's name this directional blur now. So we're going to do directional blur, duplicate the layer, directional blur 2. Let's change the screen type and change the layering mode to whatever is to your liking. I think screen is pretty good. I might go down a little bit more on it. I'm just going to merge everything down just to keep everything organized. Okay, so then you're going to duplicate the layer again. We're going to do the same thing. Okay, and now we're going to change it to lighten for the blending mode. And we're going to go to Filter, Blur, Motion Blur. And I would stick around, see we get these nice lines, and I'm at around 680 right now, and you're going to want to put it at a 45-degree angle. Hit OK. So now we have those nice lines going on. Let's do an invert mask, and how you would do that is hold Option as you click the mask tool. So we're gonna go in here, and where we want these lines for the lights to be, we're just going to paint them in. It's looking really cool. If we wanted to, I might even put some on them. Just a little touch here and there. Okay. So let's merge that together. Go up here, Filter, Noise, Add Noise. We're gonna get that nice grain. And don't worry, this is not how the image is gonna look right now. We're just trying to see how much grain we actually want on the image, and we're gonna change the layer type. I would change the distribution to Gaussian. Just looks a lot more authentic for grain wise. And let's go right about there. Hit OK, and we have our image. So now we have this cool neon, hazy, grainy, aesthetic photo going on. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. See you later.
Never thought I could get you back. The game's always on. I know the signs, it's a bitter one. It is so bitter.